Welcome to another video in a community that believes weird is wonderful and magic is real and spooky season is alive and well, because today we're going to be doing another Halloween haul and it's a pretty big one. So we have a lot to get through. Let's get started. Lumos. Look, I don't mess around. It's spooky season. I already have another haul starting to build in the hallway, but it's gonna wait because we have footage to show you. But what I have to show you today is coming from all sorts of places. We have Michael's. Sorry, I'm looking at more stuff I have to show you in different videos. We have the cream of the creme. Is that how you say it? The creme de la creme? Probably one of my favorite places to shop for spooky stuff is Homegoods. Okay, and we have, what else? We got the Amazons, and you know what? I'm including Killstar, okay? Because Killstar is basically spooky all year round. So this is like Halloween spooky. What you define as Halloween is up to you. I know, some people are just like pumpkins and stuff, but to me it does include all year round stuff. A lot of this is all year round, maybe all of it. So let's get started. Oh, and we have Bath & Body Works because we did go there. So let me start with Bath & Body Works. Now, I'm not going to show you every single thing in this box. We got a number of like bath soaps or like foamy businesses and fabric care situations. What I will show you are the fancy businesses. Like, we have this little frog hand sanitizer right here. It's a little cutesy. Yes, for me, it's a little cutesy. But I wanted it. It also, I feel like it gives me a little bit of Disney vibes too. And it's a hand sanitizer, which I will be removing. Well, not removing it. I will be replacing it with lotion because that's what I use more of. Now, what I do want to show you in this lot, like we have a lot of wallflower refills and stuff like that, are two of the wallflower plugins. So we did go for the cauldron one. It's got a little broom right there. And this one is a color changing, which if you watch the Bath & Body Works walkthrough, you would have seen that. So we haven't obviously plugged it in yet, but I'm really excited to see that. And it's got a little bat in the front. And like I said, these are like all year round pieces. So just assume that, and maybe I'll tell you what isn't. And then we have this wallflower plug-in. I feel like this one would be really fitting for like vampire blood. Especially, but it is a coffin. It's got bats. I'm a sucker for bats, and skulls and spiders, but I really like bats. And this one is also a projector. So this one is not color changing. It is red, but it projects little bats everywhere. So super cute. We love us a wallflower plug-in because they give a nice little scent to each area. So that is pretty much everything in Bath & Body Works. I will say they are supposed to expand their line more, so we will go back and see, because I need more candy apple cauldron, but that is a wrap on that. Next up, let's do Michael's. So Michael's first two lines, there wasn't a whole lot I was interested in. I did haul one item. I've already shown that to you. It was a pillow. But their next line, and as of this recording, their final two lines have not coming out. They have not come out yet. We will go and like do some Halloween hunting and actually do a walkthrough when that happens. But this third line that came out is kind of their classic line that they bring out every year. And when I showed you, you will notice that a number of the items are the same. And then some of them had a little bit of a twist to them to be a little different this year, which I appreciated. So I knew going in that there were some items that have come out in previous years and I was just going to get more of because they're very buildable pieces. To begin with, ever since Joann went out of business, it's one of the places that I got cauldrons, at least ceramic cauldrons. I still love me this cauldron right here, which by the by is cast iron. It's from Target. Let's hope and cross our fingers here that that comes back. Although I do come to this year at Target. But that won't be until after school season goes away. But first piece, cauldrons. Not cast iron, just kidding. Ceramic cauldrons. So do I already have some of these? Yes, but they're nice and they're sturdy and they have little handles there. These ones have little fatesies Very cute. This is the, I think they call it the large, and this is maybe the medium or small and medium, but they are two different sizes. I got one of each. The other thing, and I did talk about this in the video, is they were doing no sales in person. Everything was online. So I did order this all online, even though I saw it in stores. There was, okay, I was afraid it was a little bit like Joann, so I'll just put it out there. Because Joann, they just threw stuff in a box, and it was very common that things got damaged, and that was kind of the case. There were some very breakable things in here, and they did really well wrap them, but they were kind of just tossed in there. Like these were wrapped in a very thick, like foamy wrap, and then up against each other. So I don't know how they survived. Like everything did survive. There was just a couple with a tiny bit of damage. So I brought them to Michael's and had them swapped out. So I didn't love that, but I was actually impressed that most everything survived with the way that they packed it. So keep that in mind, but they were doing 25%. So there was no way I was paying full price if there was the option to not pay full price. So the next one that I do already have are these spooky trees. Little bit hard to show you. So these are probably, would you say they're resin? Just plastic? Spooky trees. So if you've been watching the channel for a while and you watched me do kind of a renovation of the bathroom right over here, I have two of those in there, and they've been all year round pieces. They're a black spooky tree. That is an all year round vibe for me. I did take, so they come with these little bats wrapped around. I think they might be foam. They're very easily like removable. So I took those off. And I think there's a lot that you could do with them. Like if you wanted to fix them up a little bit. But they're just very bare and basic, and they don't have glitter. Thank goodness. I can't be doing it. So I love me a classic spooky tree. I feel like maybe these will go in the main bathroom, if not my future bedroom. There's so much potential there since making that change, if you watch that video. So there are those pieces. Now let's get into one that is kind of similar, and that is a cloche. If you have, I don't know, watched me renovate this room or just decorate any room, I love me a cloche. And almost all of my cloches are a flat base and probably like just brown, just a natural wood color. So when I saw this one, which has like a little bit of elevation here, it is actual glass, got a little nub right there, and it's black. I had to get it. I almost got two, but I kind of agreed with him that we just, you know, mix it up and make things feel very odd and not so same. But there's a lot of potential with cloches, and I will say cloches can be kind of pricey. Like if you go to, I'd say antique stores. I don't do a lot of antique shopping, but last time I looked, they are not cheap. Or if you look at places like Anthropologie, where they want to charge you upwards of $100 for a cloche. So I really recommend this one. If you don't like the black, you could sand it, you can do whatever you want, but I mean, it's black, it goes with everything. So I got me that. So much potential there. I love me a florally business. I go a little nuts. We always change out the cauldron over here. There's just, I have florals everywhere, and I really, a year or two ago, got into like the fake florals. You gotta be a little careful of like the ones that just really read awful. And typically that was Michael's. Like Joann was a little better for me, in my opinion, on some of the florals, and I really prefer to hand pick. So I'm glad I did see these in the store. I love the color combo. It very much suits almost. It certainly suits my obsession with the Haunted Mansion, I feel like, because it is a black and purple color combo. For starters, maybe you can't even see the purple, but here are these flowers. So the actual like stems are black. We have little like leaves right here throughout. These are, I think I bought 4 of them, so they don't come that big. Let me just to give you like one of them so you know what you're getting if you do get this one. And it kind of, to me, I know it's not a peonies, but it kind of reads peonies. It would be a lot more full. But I love that like dark muted royal purple color. It's not bright, it's not loud, but you notice it and you still pick up the purple. So I really like that. And then I saw this one in stores. I got 3 of them. It is also a black and purple combo, but there's a little bit more color going on, and these are taller. So here are the leaves, which do have like They have a little bit of a brown on the backside, but it was when I saw the flowers. So the flowers are kind of a similar purple, but I really loved the inside. I don't know, it just feels very like gothic, a little otherworldly, and it felt pretty darn close to natural. Like I love all the lines in there and everything. These are also longer, so there's a little bit more playability, if you will, with what you can do with them. So I bought 3 of those. Oh, and then there's like little nubby businesses. So there's a couple like leaves going on there. I clip these. You can do a lot with them. You don't have to leave them as is. So there are the florals. I think those are the only florals we got so far. Okay. Oh, I got me a crystal. So I was eyeing this one when I was there with Alex. I went back later and I got it. It is just a quartz crystal right there. I do have a number of quartz, but this one is like nice and small, and I kind of want to do something cool in a cloche, where maybe a quartz is like a centerpiece to it. I don't know. So I liked it. Okay. Speaking of Alex, we combo ordered and we both got this item. And actually when I saw it in the store, I wasn't super convinced right away, like how it would be useful to me. But Alex really, really loved it. And sometimes when people love things and you're around them, the energy just like, I don't know, makes you love it too. And so I kind of sat with it because we looked at everything. We weren't going to pay the full price, went home and I saw it online. And I was like, you know what? I think I need it too. And it is this, is it raven or crow? What are they calling it? A crow. So it is this crow hanger. It is a planter. So it has this like metal business, a little hook right there. It's not that long, so be a little mindful. You know, if you have really high ceilings, you might need to adjust where you put that. And this is probably resin, but here it is. Here is our little crow. And there's that side. So the mouth is open. It is all black. There's no like, you know, fancy kind of like blue brush overness. What is this? And then we have this opening here. Now, I do not keep plants alive. That is not my job here in this house. Just, I can't do it. But there are a number of fake plants that I could put in here and have it possibly in my bedroom. So I feel like that's where this one's gonna sit. I will say this is one of the items that came a little roughed up because they did not wrap one of them in bubble wrap. So I did swap it. So we have a good one. And then there were a couple of frames, and I almost bought both of them. One of them was like a crow-shaped frame, and I passed on that one. I'm trying to be really mindful and picky, but I had to get this one because I love me a bat, and it is an all-black frame. So there it is from afar. To me, it has like, when there's a little bit of like embellishment going on, it gives me like the Victorian vibes a little bit. But it has this like winged bat with the wings wide open, spanning the whole top there, right at the top. I love me a bat. And then we have just like this ornate design all around the edge there. I guess you could actually leave her in there. I don't know what I'm going to put in this frame. But I couldn't pass up on it. I felt like the price wasn't unreasonable, $20, and then it was 25% off. And we hit the number, so we did not pay shipping. So there's that. And I think that is the last item at Michael's. But I will say I have taken a sneaksy peeksy at the 2 lines that will be coming out. And there are at least a couple of items. There's at least like 2 or 3 items that I definitely want to get. So we will be going there. That will not be the end of Michael's. Okay, I think we're doing Homegoods. And let's start with the item that was in the thumbnail. And actually, I basically outright said it in the Discord group that I picked up this item. And that is the coveted Headless Horseman. So there are a couple of Headless Horsemans. I say coveted because I know in previous years, this piece at Homegoods, and again, if it's at Homegoods, sometimes things will circulate over to TJ Maxx and Marshall's. I think I've only ever seen it at Homegoods, but regardless, it was a hard piece for people to find in previous years, and I've been seeing it at every Homegoods I go to almost every single time. But the first time I saw it, it was in somebody's hands, and I got kind of jealous because I couldn't find it anymore. But then the next Homegoods, I saw it. So it's just a very minimalistic, all black, headless horseman. He's on his horse. He doesn't have his head, so it goes, but he is holding a jack-o'-lantern right up top. And it's kind of this like rough, like carving design-wise. And I'm pretty sure this one was $35. Now, why did I go for it? Well, first off, it's a Headless Horseman, so it can kind of tie into Disney a little bit. A little Sleepy Hollow, like a number of things. But I was also thinking a Death Day Party vibe and like a headless hunt. Could that not be a centerpiece? I feel like it could. Or maybe on my buffet. And this is one where I'm like, is this all year round or is this just Halloween? I don't know. I think it could be all year round. So I'm not a thrifting kind of girl. I've tried and I know it is a thing that like you have to go back again and again and again to just score things. And that sounds exhausting to me. To be fair, I do that with Homegoods. I just haven't had a lot of success. But Homegoods does feel a little bit like thrifting to me because you don't always know what's going to be there. It's not like Target or Michael's where everybody can order it. It is a kind of place where you may or may not find it. And so it can feel like extra good. It can also suck if you're looking for something and you don't find it. But it's the thrill of the hunt. You know what I'm saying? So I guess let's start with the first thing that is in the shot right now, which is a skeleton. And I don't have me a lot of like black skeletons. He was just dangling, just hanging out. At Homegoods. Here is his little face, and he lights up. So his eyes light up, which is pretty cool. Obviously, my God, we have too many breakable things. This is dangerous. Obviously, you don't have to leave it lit up, but I like that the option is there. He's just very dangly. I have a number of like small skeletons, some of them even smaller than this one. So he's a little bit more medium sized, so I don't know where I'll put him. He feels all year round to me. Okay, we are transitioning. I was gonna say this, I made a post not too long ago that we are gonna be leaning just darker, more Victorian, more Gothic, all the dark vibes for all the seasons. We'll see, we'll talk about that more because that's a commitment and we've already kind of become committed. So anyway, that's a thought. What are we doing? Here, let me show you this because it is making a lot of noise. This one was like tucked away a little bit, so I was really excited to like see it with my eyeballs. I'm pretty darn good at spotting. Like when I was out with Alex, she even made that comment of like, I will see Halloween and I will see spooky stuff like that. Like I will probably not miss anything that is there. And I saw this item. I love me a cauldron. This one's a little bit different. There's no handles to it. But it's also like the other where it could work like a pot, except this one actually does appear to be cast iron. So here it is. And I would say this cauldron maybe has a little bit more of like an urn shape to it with like that sort of roundedness. But this is what got me right here. We have a baddie situation. Now it's not a handle. It's more of an attachment to it. But like this is cast iron. It is so pretty. It's sturdy. It sits up nice and well. How much was this sucker? And you know it's by Martha. Okay, Martha knows her stuff. $30 for a 100% all year round piece for me. Yeah, I love it. How to get it. Love you, Homegoods. You are basically filling up my house. Okay, this piece. So I actually saw my friend Alex, she had sent me a photo when she was out and about just looking around with a friend, and she had this in her hands, and I was like, I'm kind of tempted by it, but I wanted to see it in person. And when I saw it in person, I actually loved it a lot more. It's just, well, you'll see why I had to have it. It is this hourglass right here. I mean, first off, is it not giving the Slytherin vibes? Like we've even got, I think, a spider web on the outside here. What is going on there? But we have got the green, which kind of has like, I don't know, like a slughorn vibe a little bit. And you know, we have that hourglass, but it's got snakes on the top and the bottom. So it just screams Slytherin to me. And I felt like the details of the snakes were quite good. I liked that the eyes were black. It is gold. I do kind of lean mostly silver when it comes to like Slytherin vibes, but this could go anywhere. And then you have a snake on the bottom there. Again, Martha, is stocking up the Homegoods for $20. And it is an hourglass-ish. So when you flip it over, it has, I don't know if you can see them, it's like tiny little black specks that go to the bottom. Now it is a pretty wide middle, so it does just drop through, but I loved the aesthetic of it. It's very heavy for the size that it is. So it just feels like it's going to last me a long time. And obviously I had to have it. Let's do what is possibly an odd piece, because it is not a piece of decor. It is a usable item, and it is this stack of notepads. I have a lot of them because in my current job, I have been going through notepads like nobody's business. So I picked up this Happy Hauntings, and this one's just lines throughout the whole thing. It's just a notepad. It does attach to the, wherever you can attach a magnet. I won't be doing that. I probably will even remove it, and I will just like have it on my desk. I might use one of them up there. But this one also is more of a to-do list. So it has the little dots right there, and that's gonna be really helpful because I have a lot of like dates I have to keep in mind for things. And then I got this one. This one cracked me up. It says things I must boo. I don't do a lot of like Chic Ghost stuff, but I feel like for a notepad, I can allow myself. And yeah, it leaves me plenty of space to write. I didn't remember grabbing this one. Oh, because I didn't know the top looked like that. So I'd only seen the bottom here, and I thought it was really cute. It's like a little Chic Ghost with bat wings. It is an orange, this one. It has a to-do list, and I didn't see the top. What does it say? So much to do. Boo. And then these two, I had to get two of them because to me, they just scream like witchy meets like haunted. They are just like plain white, but at the top we have a candelabra, a bat, a spider web, a spider. This one's just general notes. And then at the bottom we have this RIP gravestone with an owl sitting on the top and a little mouse. I had to have two. So there we are. I will be opening those and using them right away. 3 more items from Homegoods. Holy moly. I told you this was a massive haul and I'm running out of breath. This one I was kind of on the fence about, but because I have a couple of like skull framed, I don't know if you want to call them like art pieces. They were from Joann's, so that's reaching a little bit. But they're on my wall in my bathroom, and I wondered if this one maybe could fit in there, and I don't know if it's all year round. You tell me, but I loved the actual frame, but it is a wall piece, and it's this one right here. So it's like a sheet over a skeleton, and the skeleton's coming through the frame. I've only seen this once, and so when I saw it, I just picked it right up. And it is black with like a brushed goldy brassy situation over top. I liked that the frame itself was a different design from what I already have. So there's that. It's only $20. It has a little hook right there. Don't look at the back too much. She's rough. But it also gives me, again, it gives me a little bit of Haunted Mansion vibes. So I don't know, maybe it could be all year round. I have a lot of thoughts on that, and decorating ideas. So there's that piece. And then we're going to get into 2 pieces of like kitchenware, if you will. The first one, and I've seen it multiple times, is from the Bake Shop line. I don't know 100% if I'll be using it for baking, but I can. I'm definitely going to use it for decorative purposes. And it is this ceramic coffin, like black coffin that, like I said, is the Bake Shop. So it is meant so that you can actually bake things in it. The lid does come off. I'm not going to remove it, but I loved the skull right down the front there, and it's got a nice little framing around it. We've got a little design up on the top and then down on the bottom there. And it just feels like a piece. Like, I mean, if I got back into like candle making, I can make a candle and put it in there, or it could just be like a trinket tray and just have it. And then maybe it's like the lid is sat on it, maybe turned a little on its side. I don't know. So you see what's inside, or it's out. And that is like an all year round piece for me too, because skulls are all year round. Okay, this next item, she's basic, she's classic. For whatever reason, stripes give me Narcissa vibes, maybe just because of the hair. I know that's not book accurate, but and I'm kind of regretting not getting more of them. It is a plate. I'm a sucker for plates. I have a number of spooky plates that are from HomeGoods. It's just stocked my shelves in my kitchen. And it is this black and white striped plate. It is like a proper dinner plate size-wise, but it does have this like interesting, I forget what that's called. Is that clamshell? What do I know? Little trim around the edge. It comes up a little bit, and then the actual trim, I don't know if you can tell, is a little gold line that goes around the whole edge. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, because I'm actually going to go to HomeGoods today, I will record it. But if I see more of them, I think I might get 3. Because I have ideas for like a proper dinner party, a number of ideas theming wise. And I think having 3 more would not hurt anything. So I might have to do that. But anyway, that is the last of HomeGoods for this video. No, I am so kidding. Oh my God, I knew I was going to forget this piece. So this is not, it is a decorative piece, but it's not. And it's going to need a name. So hold on one moment. Enter Edgar's new friend. It does have a little wrapping, so I can't open the skeleton right now. I mean, I could, but I don't feel like it. But at HomeGoods, they had a number of full-sized skeletons. And there were some, you probably would have seen the footage, and there will be more, but in black, there was one that was black and like glittery and had a crown. There was one that was like black with a bronze brush over the top of it. They had a regular kind of skeleton, and then they had this gold skeleton. And I was at the store and I was trying to decide between a black skeleton and a gold skeleton, not the glittery one with the crown, but and I was just going back and forth, and I needed help, and I was messaging people. But I decided on the gold one, and mostly because I've seen a gold skeleton in a number of photos on Pinterest in people's like dark gothic rooms, and it just pops really nicely because I think I would love a black skeleton. I did have one at one point. I just didn't think the quality was great, so we returned it. Sorry, buddy. But they can, when you decorate so dark, they can just kind of blend in a little bit, and I feel like I wanted him to pop. So we have a gold skeleton. This one's a little different because the eyes, this is also, I'm pretty sure it's the same light. Oh, this is Christian LaCroix. We may or may not have another Christian LaCroix piece to show you in a future video. She's a really good one, okay? But anyway, we pull the tab and, hold on, lights. So it's just like a warm white light. I like that. I like that it's not some weird color changing situation. But as far as like where this skeleton's gonna go, I'm thinking probably in my bedroom and probably all year round. So we will see. I've also thought about dismantling him. I know that sounds crazy, but I have ideas. We'll see. Right now, he's staying intact. That is the end of HomeGoods. Let's do Amazon. I only have 2 items, but Amazon Prime was going on. We did jump on that. Most of the items were like, you know, useful, techie things that we don't want to pay full price for. But there were 2 spooky things I did get, and I'm pretty sure they're from the same company. I came across this company, and they have a number of spooky goods, and I had to have these 2. So I have probably 3 umbrellas. We have like 2 regular ones. I have a really cool like pointed one my brother got me for Christmas. It was on my wish list, but we don't have any that are compact and we could just like throw in our bag. And they had this Spookula umbrella. So she is, oh God, do we want to open it? The bad luck. We have done it before. It's a vampire. We got Dracula right on the top there. So cute. And then it's an all black situation, but I'm pretty sure there's more going on when you open it. So we're just going to take the risk, okay? We already have bad luck. Let's do it. I wasn't sure at first if the white in the image was white or transparent. It is white, and I feel like that makes it pop so much more. So we have all of these bats surrounding the whole thing, and then they kind of fade a little bit into the center. And I like that. It's like kind of a piece for you. But it feeds into the Dracula that is on top there. How stinking cute is that? I am now noticing it doesn't come with a cover, which would probably ruin the Dracula. And honestly, just gets in the way. So the next item is an item that I did not need. I already have an item of this kind, but just not as cool. And it is this pair of bat-shaped scissors. I need it. And the company is Otto or Otto. I don't know. You tell me. It's the same one as the umbrella. And they have like, what did they have? They had like a vampire garlic thing. It's just, they really play and I love it. Here is that pair of scissors, and I think they were like less than $10 when Prime was going on, a little bit less. I could be wrong.
This is a combo thing too.
Oh, was it? Like if you got the other one?
Here we have
Oh, we got a combo deal. So probably not going on right now. But yeah, I already had a pair of scissors, but I don't care. I really like them. They're going to be an all year round pair of scissors. So cute. That is everything from Amazon. Let us now move to Killstar, because I don't know any other brand, maybe you could include Disturbia, that is basically Halloween spooky all year round. And we have 3 pieces from there. I think everything but one item was on sale. And the first one that I've got is, and actually 2 of them are from Haunted Homeware and one of them is not. If I say it, it'll be obvious, but I got this because I wanted it and it was like super on clearance. It was literally in the clearance section. I haven't actually looked at it in full, but it is a comforter and it's like a velvet comforter. I'm a sucker for soft things and how the texture of something feels. I don't know the size. Do you remember the size? It's not a king and I don't think it's a queen. It's such a classic black piece. It is a comforter. So it's going to have, I would say this comforter, now that I'm opening it, it's a little on the thinner side. I do not mind that. It's a nice layering piece. There isn't a lot going on. Killstar did have this like spider web comforter that was velvet. I did want it, but it wasn't available. But I just can't complain about this because it's super soft and it's not too thick, so I can have other blankets over top. And yeah, I love the softness. So there's the inside. That would be kind of on top of you. I wouldn't say that's amazingly soft, but it's not gonna be discomfortable, if that's a word. And it has, I think, a little bit of a quilted vibe, kind of. There's a little bit of stitching, but otherwise it's pretty basic. And I can see it going in that bedroom. I can also see it just like being pulled out when we're on the couch, maybe even going in the rumpus room downstairs, especially when we do like a spooky vibe. It's such a universal piece, an all black piece. It's why I like black. That I had to get it, and because it was on clearance, I really had to get it. So we have that. So the second piece is part of the Haunted Homeware line. It is part of the newest line. I'm hoping they drop more in that line. And obviously I had to have it. This one probably out of everything in the Killstar haul screams Halloween the most, I feel like. Outside of like a pumpkin probably screams Halloween the most, and this is not that. But it's up there. What it is a cookie jar. Now, we don't do a lot of like, well, we eat cookies. I don't think I've ever owned. Have we ever owned a cookie jar? That's a lie. We had a Honeydukes cookie jar, and I either have it up for sale or I've already sold it. I think it's up for sale.
And the Christmas one.
And the Christmas one. And they're just not our vibes. You're going to notice a slight pulling away from the Harry Potteriness. A little bit. The outright licensed stuff, it doesn't do it for me anymore. I like the really in-world things because I am a dark witch. So anyway, it is I was just going to call it a coffin. It is a gravestone. It is a gravestone, but it's like cat ears, right? Like it's a gravestone with cat ears. I had to. I'm going to wait to take this off because it's going to make a lot of noise. But this is the lid here. So we have what I'm taking as cat ears. They could be devil ears. I don't know. And then in the middle, is that like a bat, right? It's like a bat with its teeth. The other side is the same. I do love that about it as well. So we got little like bat teeth. We have a cross right here. And then it says RIP. I love that little twirl. It kind of gives me like Nightmare Before Christmas vibes as far as that font. I like the cracking in it. And then it does have suction. I appreciate that because actual food is going to go in here. I wouldn't say this is like the largest cookie jar, but we don't like I think the number one cookie, to be honest, and if you're in the Discord group, you know I somewhat regularly eat these cookies, are Oreos. I mean, they'll just look cool, but they'll fit in here nicely. So that is how wide that is. Not super big, but I don't think I need it super big. So there is that. It does sit in there quite nicely, and that will probably be going in the kitchen. For the final item, and I kind of gave it away that I was going to be getting this item when we did the discussion about that bedroom, and it is one of the newest creatures, or it was the newest, because this came in before we went and left for Disney. And it is a plush, because that's what the creatures are. We have acquired at least 3 creatures. There are more that I want, but they have been all his. They are in his room. He picked them out. I adore them, but they are, you know, they're residing in his space. This is the first one that is all mine. I mean, I think you like it, right? It is cool. There's really not a creature I've seen that I haven't liked, but this one I loved, and it just, to me, reads witchy, like, to a T out of all the creatures they've done. And it is this, like, goat or ram, would you say? Goat ram? That's the other thing about creatures, is they're just like a combo of things. It's also all black, so it's just a little hard to see the details, but it is this ram plush. It is so soft. The details on their creatures are really, really good. I'm pretty sure. Oh, also its name is Draco. So fitting. But here is the face there. So we got a little snout, a little bit of scruff right there, the red eyes. The horns are a nice different texture, like a faux, not leather, like almost vinyl. And it makes it pop. It has that like glossy look to it. And then it's not just a ram or goat, whatever you want to call it. It's got a lot going on. That's how their creatures are. So we have wings. The wings are also a different texture, and the back is nice and soft and fuzzy. We have like this fur going on throughout the whole thing. I love the different textures. Even the hooves are different. It's just so thought out. And then, of course, the tail. It's like a little devil tail. I'm just obsessed. As with all the creatures, there's a little tag that says that. I'm pretty sure most of them are limited edition. There were some where you actually got a number. This is not one of them. So I don't know if it'll still be available, but I mean, to me, it kind of reminds me a little bit of my Thestral, but a little darker and witchier to me, because I feel like a goat or a ram is just classic witch, you know, sacrificial stuff, if you will, which, you know, we wouldn't be doing that, but I think they're really cute. It is going to be going in my bedroom. I have downsized that bedroom in plushes. I actually have a whole box of plushes that I will be putting up for sale, and a number of other Harry Potter things, because like I said, we're going to lean more in world, and I'm obsessed. And I like that he lays down, so it's like going to be a different like look to him in how you display him compared to the other plushes. So he's just going to hang out with my Barry Potter, who is currently in a skeleton outfit, so I think it's going to fit quite well. And that is the last item from Killstar, and from this quite massive Halloween haul that has been awaiting for some time and accumulating for some time. Let me know in the comments down below what are your thoughts on all of the goods that I got. What have you seen out and about at Homegoods, or places where we can, you know, order online? And what are your thoughts on the new lines at Michael's? Go check them out. But yeah, that is a wrap. It is not a wrap on the Halloween hauls. We are building another one, but let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below. But until next time, my magical friends, remember to love what you love with everything you have and keep making magic, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye! Irregardless. In previous years, it was a hard find. Is it irregardless or regardless? Regardless. Is that why you're shaking your head at me? Okay.